Welcome to my channel. My name is Bianca Enriquez. I am one of the co-owners of Enriquez Aesthetics in Jacksonville, Florida. We are a facial clinic and we service corrective skin and all things skin pretty much. So I wanted to start my YouTube channel to help other estheticians who were in the same shoes as me. And like, I'm military, I'm active duty military, my husband's active duty military, so we move from state to state. That's just part of the lifestyle. I'm currently in Chicago prepping for my grand opening in Jacksonville. So I watch a lot of YouTube and none of the videos were giving me the information that I was looking for. So this is going to be a baseline introductory video in what you need to do to start a business. But in this series, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it, exactly what websites. There's no reason why estheticians are still paying for EINs. That's a scam. So we're going to be able to differentiate the do's and the don'ts while we go through this journey together. So I have my iPad, I have notes here, so don't mind me. I'm gonna be looking down to like go over my notes. So first things first, if you're an esthetician, cosmetologist, kind of the same thing, you need to go to school. Make sure you're in accordance with state board. Go to school, get your license, and make sure you just have all the certifications. I know some states, if you microneedle, you need a tattoo permit, you need a tattoo shop license. So just keep that in mind and in consideration when you're creating your menu. So while you're in school, I recommend, this is what I did. I started my journey online, social media, Instagram, TikTok. I was posting videos. I know like if you go back to my social media now, I like rebranded, but when I was in school, I recorded everything. I had a really good instructor, so I went to school in Hawaii, and it was very, very different than like Ayurveda or Paul Mitchell and whatnot. So definitely, if you can, record content. Your content isn't going to be perfect at the beginning, and that's okay. But your followers in the community you grow, they're gonna love to see you grow. My community, they tell me all the time, like, you've come so far, it's only been a year. I started off at home, I went to a salon suite, and now I'm opening my own facial clinic. So it's been a lot that went on in less than a year, but I'm very grateful for all these opportunities God has provided. But it all started with marketing while I was in school. So record, market. When I was in school, we had to take models. So I would advertise models. I'm in the military, so military spouse pages, military housing pages, military or beauty pages like Beauty of Oahu, whatever. I would market my free services, and sometimes towards the end of clinicals there was a small fee, but of course, because you've been marketing your journey this whole time, months ahead, people are comfortable because now they know you, they see you, you're a person, you're a human, and they get to know your personality most importantly. So then they trust you. So yeah, market. Once you graduate and you get your license and you're ready to move on to the next level in your career, you are going to want to find your niche. When I started, I did lash lifts, sugar waxing, hard waxing, and facials. Time has moved along, and now I pretty much only take facial clients. On the rare occasion I will take a lash client, but my niche is corrective facials, oncology safe facials, things like that. But in the meantime, I went to master esthetician school. I got NCEA certified. I took sugar course. I took lash extension course. I took an oncology course by Circadia. I've taken many courses, skin scripts, chemical peels. I learned chemical peels in school. I learned laser tattoo removal. So definitely this whole year, the average esthetician would still think like, oh, she's a baby esty, but I'm very, very experienced. I've done a lot of facials. I've done a lot of chemical peels. I've done a lot of all of it. I had an amazing teacher. So I do think I'm more ahead. I've only been licensed less than a year. I've been licensed since July of 2024. It is May of 2025, and I'm opening a facial clinic. And although it might be controversial, like, do you open one? Should you go solo? Babe, put in the work. If you put in the work, it'll all be fine. So niche down, right? Niching down is like a major part of your business plan, because you're gonna want to break down like, what materials do I need? What are my costs? What is my overhead? What is my rent? How much is my booking site? How much is my website? How much does all of this cost to run a business? So let's say it costs you, with your rent and everything included, $1,500. You have to incorporate the $1,500 into your pricing. Like, okay, this is how much it costs to run my business, so now I need a price accordingly to make money. So picking your niche and picking what you're gonna do plays a major role in creating your menu, creating your brand. Like, who are you? What do you do? That's everyone's first question. Make a business plan, have a budget how much you want to spend, have a goal of how much you want to make. You have to like really sit down, look at your finances. We could do a more in-depth video if you want, but yeah, basically make a business plan. Only you know your financial situation realistically, but yes, business plan. So part of your business plan, you're going to decide your menu. Create a menu. That's like the next thing. What are you doing? Who are you? What are you doing? What can you offer individuals? And why should they trust you and not the esthetician down the street? Because trust me, there's many estheticians. So when it comes to branding and all that, that plays a major role in how you put yourself on social media. How do you market yourself? Me, a big part of my branding is I'm active duty military. I'm a mother. I use that a lot because that is my motivation. I'm passionate about what I do, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the military or my daughter. So kind of find your niche, find your target audience, and then so after you get your license and you decide what you're gonna do, what your plan is, you lay it all flat on the table. You want to choose a legal structure. So some people might say S Corp, LLC, Co. I personally went with LLC because they cannot come for your personal assets. They could only come for your business. And I'm a homeowner. I have a nice car. So the last thing I want is somebody to come for my personal assets. But with that also, you need a esthetician license. Consider that into your planning. I forgot to mention that. So I went LLC. You do your research to what best suits what you need. So you need to register your LLC. So I'm gonna make a video on how to register your LLC. I'm gonna use the state for example, but we're gonna walk through it. I'm gonna screen record. I'll be coaching you as we go through it. But those are kind of, these subsections are gonna be longer videos in the series. So stay tuned. Your legal structure. Do you want to be LLC? Yada yada yada. You get the gist. So after you choose LLC or Corp, Co, whatever, you need a business EIN, and that is basically your business social security number, and it is completely free. Do not pay. You might get spam mail. It's a spam. Don't do it. It is completely free. With the IRS, you can register. You'll get your EIN in like 1 minute after you register. It's completely free, and that's basically for your taxes and all that. So depending on your state, you have to register to do your taxes. So you gotta, Florida, there's like a tax website or whatever, and you register with them and your EIN and all that information. So when you open up, you're gonna need an esthetician license. You're gonna need a business license, so that's why you need your EIN, like your seller's permit. You're gonna need a salon license or establishment license, some states call it. Depending if you microneedle or do permanent makeup, you might need a tattoo license. In certain states, if you use LED, you need a canning license, if you use LED light. So do your research on your state, but those are the main permits that you need to start your business. So after you do all that, I'm opening a facial clinic, so a lot of this is going to be targeted more to facial clinic or like a storefront. When it comes to permits, like, you need to make sure you're zoned correctly. So when you're looking at your commercial lease, make sure the code of the zoning matches the code for zoning for cosmetology salon. You're also, when you start up your storefront, you're going to need liability insurance for the property, not just for your practice, but also for the property. I didn't know that. That's another couple $100. I wasn't anticipating a month. It's about over $1,000 a year to cover your property. So once you have all your permits, all your proper licenses, you check zoning, you found a place, or you went to a salon suite, it's time to prepare to take clients. I recommend launching your business, not like, oh, I'm taking clients this day. Like, you need to make it like a launch, okay? You need to give people that anticipation when it comes to your business, and you don't want to be available to everybody. So for my grand opening, I'm marketing, but also I'm only opening my books for 3 days a week for limited hours. So it's more of a, ooh, I need a book while I can, because she's not always available. And then once your books get full, I recommend, you know, add a day. Once that day starts to get full, add another day. With that being said, you have your location, you need to buy supplies. So this goes back to budgeting and your marketing plan. How much did you allow for all your supplies, for your decor, or any amenities that you wanted to provide in your salon suite or your storefront? Logo and branding, I recommend doing that at the beginning when you start your Instagram. But obviously I moved from Oahu to Florida, so I did like a complete rebrand, and that's okay too. If you decide you kind of want to go another route, it's okay to rebrand. It's all personal preference. I would definitely put your business on Google, set up a Google profile, put incentives to have people leave reviews, create a website. I have a website. I think websites are definitely way more professional. You could see your analytics, you could see where people are looking at your website, what country, what state, all that. But also have a booking site. I use Squarespace as my website, and then Square provides free booking site, so I just intertwine my Square booking site to my website. But this is like the basics. I know it's like so much information. This is like the overall concept of how to start a business. Now this series is going to be a few parts, and it's going to really we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of each of these sections, and it'll be subsections. And yeah, so a lot of this information I wish I would have knew more about before I started, and I didn't have that mentorship, nor did I want to pay. And I know people are like, pay for it, but like, some of this stuff should just be free. If you are gonna start a business, or you're curious, you're thinking about joining esthetician school, you don't know like the pros, the cons, subscribe to the video, like it, comment if you have any questions. I look so forward to doing this series. If you're located in Jacksonville, Florida, I'm having my soft grand opening on June 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. on Merrill Road. Look us up, Enriquez Aesthetics, on Instagram and TikTok. I'm so excited to go through this journey with you and share my knowledge. I hope you all have a blessed Wednesday, and stay tuned for the next video. Yeah.